I thought it would be fun to go to the basis of some of our practical life activities and give you some examples of what we Montessorians call the analysis and control of movement. And I'm going to demonstrate that using the simple pouring. Now, pouring has several steps. First, we do dry pouring, and then when the child is quite good at that, then we go on to water pouring. And so let me just show you what I mean by analysis and control of movement. So you don't have to be quite this slow and specific with children, but you have to realize that their mind is like a camera. It's like the absorbent mind is photographing what you do. So you want your movements to be clearly defined and slow enough that the child can really see what you're doing and not a blur of activity, okay? So first of all, I'm going to reach out. I'm going to use these fingers. I would not say this to the children. I'm saying it to you. Then we lift. We support. We aim, we tilt, and we listen. We right the vase, we bring it back, put it down, and release. So if you, when you're practicing and you get a new piece of material in your home or in your classroom, just be very conscious of the steps that you need to take to make it really clear for your child. So that first step is just simply grasping it, supporting it, and pouring. Now, that might have been what you do with a 2.5 to 3-year-old. But as your child develops a little bit better coordination in both hands, you can do pouring in the air. Or even stay in the air and go back and forth a few times. So there's options, and you want to developmentally pick the simplest one for the youngest child, make sure their coordination is there, and then go on to the slightly more difficult levels. So you can vary it from rice to dried lentils, garbanzo beans, different things, and of course then you get a different sound. Now let's just pretend that the child, spills a couple of grains of rice. So that's a great opportunity then to utilize the pincher grip and say, oh, I see that some of them got on the tray. So let's see if we can find them. We're just going to pick them back up. So this is an example, I think we got them all, of how we teach by teaching, not by correcting. We simply show them the right way to do it. So when they're really masterful at dry pouring, then we can go into a sequence of lessons with water pouring. And again, we might start with bracing it. See if we can wait for the last drop. Madame Kaspar used to always remind me, this is the first real lesson in patience. And oh my gosh, it's like it's glued on there. It doesn't seem to want to come off. If that is the case, then we simply take our little cloth, wrap our fingers, and give it a wipe. Again, then the child can, when they get good, they can pour in the air. That last drop. Not coming. Sometimes it comes in, sometimes it doesn't. This little way to wrap cloths around your fingers is very good for polishing as well as for pouring, because the cloth doesn't get away from the child's fingers this way when it's wrapped. So you can have clear vessels to pour with, you can have colored water periodically, you can pour into several different containers. There's many variations of water pouring, but that when you see a child needs to work on something a little bit more, when you give them variations to it, you're going to keep their attention a lot longer. So pouring is always fun, a big hit with the children.